Hello everyone, my name is Asisi Pundinisa and most of you might recognize me from my viral video that I made, which is this one. And today I'll just be talking about 5 points that I think have been crucial in my hair journey and have helped me to grow my hair very long. Firstly, starting off with what type of hair I have. I have 4C hair and it is high porosity. I've been natural since 2019, so it has been a total of 7 years. I started doing research on natural hair since 2016, watching videos on YouTube, just seeing how people are going about doing their hair. And after seeing that, I was really inspired to do my own hair. At first I wanted to have long relaxed hair. I didn't even know 2016 what natural hair was until I saw a video of someone doing like a huge afro tutorial, and that's when I was like, oh, I want this. I don't want relaxed hair anymore, I want to have an afro. And many people were like, the only way to have long afro hair would be to go natural, which required me to have to cut my hair, which was relaxed. And it took me a very long time to actually transition from my relaxed hair to my natural hair, because I was quite nervous about the transition. I didn't even know what I was going to look like, so I just didn't want to do something that I was uncomfortable with. And so it took me 3 years to just make the decision to cut it off and starting. I transitioned, so for a whole year I stopped relaxing. 2018 I stopped relaxing. I just let my hair grow out. My hair didn't fall out or anything. I didn't experience any of those challenges. I did eventually, in the end of 2018, cut my hair. The first point I want to talk about is moisture retention. So it's very important to know that 4C hair is very tight. It is made up of very tight curls, and so it is so essential to be very gentle with it, but also recognize that it shrinks up to 70% of its length, so when it is wet. So it's very important to be gentle with your hair. Since I have high porosity hair, I think that's one of the things that is important to moisture retention, is to know what your porosity is. So I did the glass technique. So you just take a strand of your hair, you put it in a glass of room temperature water, and you see, does the strand fall, like go to the bottom of the glass, or does it stay afloat? So if your hair stays afloat, it means that you have low porosity hair. If it sinks down, it means you have high porosity hair. So what does that mean? So in terms of high porosity hair, it means that your hair easily absorbs water, but it also easily gets rid of water as well. So it means your hair pores are open, whereas with low porosity, it means your hair pores are closed. So your hair, it's very difficult to get moisture into the hair, but it's very difficult to get moisture out. So your hair stays hydrated for a very long time, whereas with high porosity, your hair gets hydrated easily but gets dry very quickly. And so with 4C hair, with my hair, there's two things that really make it difficult. Would be the curl type, which is has many coils, but also the porosity that also makes it quite a hair that is like prone to breakage a lot. This is something that I have noticed in the hair community. YouTube, the resources we had in 2016, 2017 are not available now to people who want to be natural now in 2025. And most of those videos you won't find when you search natural hair. The natural hair search is just saturated with wash and goes and wash hair routines. It's not really giving you knowledge on what hair is about. 4C hair has very tight curls, and in the beginning you'd be taught that scalp produces sebum, and that sebum is basically what keeps your hair from breaking, but it's what nourishes your hair naturally, and it's what keeps your hair hydrated, moisturized, and all of that. So with 4C hair, the sebum can't really travel down the strand, so it basically stays on the scalp, whereas with someone with straight hair, they don't have to moisturize their hairs often. They just sebum just travels down their hair naturally. So that is the reason why 4C hair or black hair breaks a lot, is because that sebum we don't have, and so our hair dries quickly. So it's very important to moisturize your hair. Now, how do you moisturize your hair? So water is basically how you hydrate your hair. That's the primary thing is water. Your hair needs water. And I know that before, when I had relaxed hair, putting water on my hair was a taboo thing. That was very taboo for me. Like, what do you mean after I relaxed my hair I have to put water in it? That doesn't make sense. So after learning from the natural hair community on YouTube, you have to put water in your hair, because our hair dries very quickly. After that, you have to seal in your hair, seal in the moisture, because remember, you don't have that sebum on your hair because it is stuck in your scalp, because it's not traveling down the length of the strand because of the nature of your hair and its shape and its curliness. So you need an oil that is going to cover your hair and retain that moisture and lock in that moisture. Very important to use an oil. So after you spray water or you use a water-based product, so that would be any leave-in or moisturizer or cream, make sure that the first ingredient is water, and you seal that in with oil. So there are different types of oils out there. Just use whichever one is comfortable for you and just within your price range as well. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about deep conditioner, but a deep conditioner is basically a conditioner with more protein, or with protein. One thing I've seen since I started formulating my own products is the formulation of a deep conditioner and conditioner is very similar. It's very similar. It's actually quite scary how similar it is, because when you look at the price of a conditioner compared to a deep conditioners are more expensive and conditioners are less expensive. So sometimes I would just take the conditioner and just use it as a deep conditioner, even though it's not like, I don't see what the huge difference is between a deep conditioner and a conditioner. So use your own discernment when it comes to these things. Number 2, detangling strategy. So this is very important for 4C hair. Very, very important. The hair is very tight, so detangling is very important, because some of us, we lose our hair here. This is where most women with 4C hair lose their hair, is in the detangling step. So it's very important. What I use to detangle is the Tangle Teaser, but it is very important to use a good conditioner, like to lather, like your hair has to be wet. When I say wet, don't spray your hair outside of the shower. You need to be inside the shower. Wet your hair, dripping wet, and then put conditioner in to activate the conditioners. Most conditioners are activated when there's a lot of water in your hair. And then I detangle with the Tangle Teaser, starting from the bottom. Many people don't know this, but you have to start from the bottom, and once the bottom is fine, then you start to go in with your fingers and just separate. The reason why I do this is because with 4C hair, it's quite frustrating. You get knots at the ends, the middle, the root. So it's very important, like, to not go with the Tangle Teaser all the way to the root. Just go at the end, just do the ends, then you go in with your fingers the rest of the way, and then go in with the Tangle Teaser again. I have a detangling video which I will link. I do have like a detangling video that you can watch just to see how I do this, but I'm trying to move away from using the Tangle Teaser to just using my hands. And how I'm doing this is by moisturizing my hair every week, because when you think about detangling, what is it really? It is just you removing shed hair. So everyone sheds their hair, every race, every human being sheds hair. So when the difference is that when people with curly hair shed their hair, that hair, when it's coming out, it can't just slip out like with people with straight hair. It gets tangled with other hairs because it is curly. And so when you are detangling, in fact, you are actually removing shed hairs, because those shed hairs create knots. You get what I'm, and Many people think that 4C hair is naturally tangly and knotty. It's not. It's actually not. If I put my hair into it and, you know, wash it again, like it's not tangled. My like 4C hair is not tangly, and it's not more prone to knots than other hair types, I think. It's just the way you handle it. I used to use a white tooth comb. I stopped because it wasn't doing anything. I used the Denman brush, very painful, never going to use that ever again. And the tangle teaser is very gentle. I use the ant brush. It does its job, but it is more painful than the tangle teaser, so I don't think I'll use it again. I really had high expectations, but the bristles are very hard. I was expecting the bristles to be soft like the tangle teaser, but they're quite hard and they like snap your hair and they get caught in hair. So I was like, not gonna use this again. But definitely I would say to people, like, if you want to detangle your 4C hair, use a tangle teaser and go through your hair every week. So I wash my hair every 4 weeks, but every week I re-moisturize my hair, so I feel if the hair is dry, and then I re-moisturize. And it is in that time when you are re-moisturizing your hair that you get the chance to use your hands and fingers, to use your fingers actually, to remove shed hairs, so that when you get to that 4-week period, the shed hairs are like, you don't have shed hairs, you don't have as many, and you're just going gliding with your tangle teaser. Protective styles, I think, should keep it in for 4 weeks. That's a good time period, but in that time period you should hydrate your hair. During that time period, like, you can't leave your hair dry and then take out your hair and think it's gonna be magically grow and be long. Yeah, but I personally do not do synthetic hair braiding. I don't like it. I don't like how my hair feels out of that. Like, when you've put your hair in like synthetic braids, after 4 weeks the hair feels very dry, I don't like the feeling. I also don't like putting it in because I don't like having to sit for styles for a very long time. So I don't do my hair during the year. I don't put synthetic styles, braids, all of that. And the reason why is because natural hairstylists are very expensive here in South Africa, and it's not a common practice to do natural hair. Many people don't know how to do natural hair, so there's no way I can do my hair right now at this moment unless I blow dry and straighten it and then go to someone. But yeah, I'm hoping that, you know, more people start to know how to do natural hair, and they start to learn how to do natural hair. How to deal with thinning edges. Very important to not do styles that will pull on your edges. I always make sure when I'm doing twists or braids that I'm not pulling on my edges. Also tell your hairstylist not to pull on your edges. That's just it. Just don't do styles like back-to-back hairstyles. So you did knotless braids this month, next month you're doing another style. Like, give your hair a break. Like, if you're doing knotless braids 1 month, skip 1 or 2 months, then do another style. You know, give your hair a break. The hair isn't meant to be braided into such tight styles. And also, braiding with your own hair does reduce the risk of having traction alopecia, but depends on the hairstylist. So just tell them not to pull your hair. Another thing is, many people, once they get that, I think what would help is for you to start applying oils there, start applying like peptide serums. I know that Sacred has the edge drops, The Ordinary has a multi-peptide serum, and other places have peptide serums. So just use the one that is within your budget. Just because you have thinning edges doesn't mean you have to use a peptide serum. It just might be that you just need to stop putting traction on your edges and stop doing, you know, braided styles that pull on your edges. So the third point is recognizing the difference between dryness and damage. This is kind of the moisture protein balance. After a few days your hair dries out. It's very important for you to track after how many days does your hair dry after it's been hydrated. So you hydrated on Monday, Tuesday you're feeling, is your hair dry? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, let's say on Friday your hair feels dry, that's when you know that you have to re-moisturize your hair again. It's very important also to know how your hair feels when it is healthy. Excessive deep conditioning and excessive conditioner use, excessive, you know, where you put deep conditioner in your hair and you leave it overnight, that can cause damage. I think hydral fatigue is what it's called. I used to have that because when I cut my hair in 2019, I didn't know anything, and so I used to spray my hair with water every single day, put conditioner on, put oil on top, and go to school. And after some time of doing that, there would be a pile of hair, like little pieces of hair on the floor just from me just touching my hair. I wasn't even combing, I was just touching it. I was like, but I'm doing everything right. I'm putting water, putting conditioner or moisturizer, and I'm putting in oil on top to seal. So what is breaking my hair? I didn't know that it was hydro fatigue. The hair follicle was swollen because of the excessive moisture that I was putting on my hair. And I was also doing overnight deep conditioning, which is not healthy for your hair. Do the recommended time. Don't go above and beyond, like keep deep conditioner in your hair for hours on end. Yeah, so that would be the moisture part. And then protein. So if you start noticing that long strands are breaking and your hair feels limp, then you can use products with protein. But again, use of protein can be dangerous, because the wrong use of it can break your hair and damage your hair permanently, and the right use can be very beneficial. So I would not recommend the use of protein for beginners. If you are a beginner, stay away from protein. Like bond builders, like not even protein, like bond builders, all of that strengthening stuff. You need to know how your hair feels when it's healthy and when it's normal, so that when you use a protein or a product with protein, you know, okay, no, something has gone wrong. Proteins are very good for your hair, especially people with high porosity hair. Protein is very good for you. It helps to, especially hydrolyzed proteins, they help with the structure of the hair. I think fill in the gaps in the structure of the hair. They also help with retaining moisture in your hair. And many deep conditioners have hydrolyzed protein, so you don't actually have to use the hydrolyzed protein on its own, but some products already have that. You know, I would not recommend for beginners. Bond builders, I've not had an experience with bond builders. I haven't used them. I haven't experimented with them. I would not use it as a beginner because your hair is healthy. Like, you don't need those things. Like, if you are straightening your hair and you are damaging it using dyes, then you would want a bond builder. But I haven't used it, so I can't say if it's good for your hair or not. Yeah, just learn your hair and you'll kind of know like how your hair feels when it's healthy versus when it's dry. Like, yeah. And then realistic growth and length retention expectations is our last point. Don't worry too much about your hair growing. Don't, be doing length checks every 2 weeks, doing length checks, checking your hair. Like, that can be exhausting, and if you start stressing, then that can impact the growth of your hair. Realistically, you can't expect miracles to happen and have your hair hit your back in a year or 2 years or 3 years or even 4 years or even 5. Okay, only people like I've seen who are able to grow their hair significant lengths in just 1-2 years are people who have had natural hair for years, more than 10 years. This person has had natural hair, and within a year their hair is already flourishing because they know what to do with their hair. If you are a beginner, like, don't have those expectations that your hair is going to be back length by 1 year. And also I've seen many people ask about products. Products are important, using the right product. There's a difference between like a 50 rand conditioner versus like a 200 rand conditioner. I've seen the difference. Products are good. You shouldn't have that thing of saying that if I don't have this hair product, my hair will not grow. That is a lie. Just use any product that is available to you within your budget. But products that are more expensive tend to have a better ratio of products, and they tend to be more researched, and more helpful, I think. Yeah, but that is it from me. Thank you for watching.